Hi there, welcome to Tarotland Soap Opera. Today we're going to see what's going on in Libra energy. Everybody has free will. You can either harness high vibe Libra energy or low vibe Libra energy. High vibe Libra energy is people who are just and fair. They treat others as they would like to be treated. They have hope and faith and belief in themselves. They come from a foundation of love within themselves and love for others and try to move their relationships forward, being just and fair, telling the truth, speaking the truth, acting with character, integrity, and honesty. And then there's people in low vibe Libra energy who, we all justify our actions. Yeah. People who are in low vibe Libra energy might be people who think it's just and fair just to work with what the world tells them to do. Have money and materialism and status and image, and will deem you a success in the world. Even if that means you're not loving, you're not kind, you don't treat others as you would like to be treated, you don't act with character and integrity. The world says if you have money and materialism, you're viewed as a success anyway. So some people don't have a higher truth or higher perspective that they adhere to, and they justify their actions for worldly reasons, conforming to the world. Other people are just selfish, greedy, don't want to put in the work and effort it takes to learn lessons, to be open and honest and emotionally vulnerable, to treat others as they want to be treated. They like the scales to be tipped in their favor. They like to be indulged in relationships, so they create an illusion when they get in relationships or a workplace or a friendship group that they're loyal and committed and dedicated and all those things, but it's just a facade. It's just so they can get what they want out of the relationship, and they think it's just and fair for them to do that. So let's go see. The top row is going to be for people who are currently choosing to harness high vibe Libra energy, and the bottom row is for people who are free willingly choosing to be in low vibe Libra energy. The bottom of the deck is the Tower card, which means high vibe people are willing to let go of old foundations. The Four of Wands can be foundations within yourself, relationships that you had with other people, but if cracks have been shown, there were things about that foundation, that home, that relationship, that marriage, that family that's unstable. In the Knight of Pentacles, Virgo energy, you've learned the lesson that you're meant to learn. And it could even be about your own foundation. If truth has been shed and you have been willing in Virgo energy to go within to gain insight and wisdom about yourself, about the past, to learn the lesson that you are meant to learn about that unstable foundation, you're moving forward in your life. And you are taking the lesson that you've learned and adding it to your underlying foundation philosophy of life by which you make decisions in your life. So in the Taurus Hierophant, it is earth sign energy, and it's about our underlying philosophy by which we make decisions in life, about relationships, marriages, contracts, how we view the world. Some people in their Hierophant energy can be, I want to look like a pillar of society. I want people to look up and admire me. I am surrounded by luxury in life. And I think some people can think that's the epitome of life. If you had dealt with someone like that, or if you had been someone like that, and that was the foundation by which you or they had operated from, you are seeing that that is an unstable foundation. We weren't meant to conform to this world and make money and image and status be the epitome of our life goal. We all have our worldly nature, our selfish kind of greedy nature. We all like stability and security and have luxury, be surrounded by luxury in our life, but we're meant to adhere to a higher calling, that life is about believing in yourself that you're more than those things, You're a creative, inspired, deeply emotional human being who deserves to be in deeply emotional, creative, inspired relationships, not just to settle for what the world says is good enough. So if you learn that lesson yourself, you're going to add the lesson that you've learned to your own foundation, that it's about connecting in with your inner youthful nature of love and speaking your truth. Because your truth, it's not about conforming to the world and trying to do what the world says you should do, what you in your head thinks, I don't know, is the proper way to be in the world. We were given unique talent, skills, and interests, things that are different than other people in the world. We're supposed to be willing to fight for our own truth out of self-love, self-respect, to honor our own intuition of what the divine is calling us to do. So some of you could have been dealing with an Aries, someone who can be kind of forceful and controlling, maybe stubborn, maybe they're very materialistic and image focused. And if that's the case, you've learned a lesson about that person. You're adding it to your foundation, so you're more wise, stronger, and more stable than you were before. We come across different people in our life for us to realize, what do we think in contrast to them? Do we think the same way they do? Do we view relationships the same way they do? Are we inspired by money, image, status, materialism? Or are we inspired by love and hope and truth? So, regardless if it was you or other people that you had in your life, you've learned a lesson in your Hierophant energy, being high vibe, Taurus energy that you connect in with. You're going to start walking the talk. If you say you're someone who's loyal, committed, dedicated, that those worldly things, pride and ego, aren't the foundation by which you run your life, then you don't let those things be the foundation that runs your life. You connect in with your inner youthful nature of love and hope and faith and belief, and you fight for the truth. And you let go of those old foundational ways of being, or other people that you might have had a relationship with who are more focused on worldliness, and they maybe haven't learned their lesson that life is about a higher truth. And you, out of self-love, Cancer energy, the Chariot, are going to get balanced within yourself. So you get out of your pride, your ego, your competitive nature, your egotistical nature, and you take the reins of your free will and say, I'm not going to let anyone who operates from their more worldly, shadowy nature of pride, ego, selfishness, greed, image, status, money, materialism, I'm not going to let that nature within myself or relationships I have with other people who are like that run my life off into the ditch. I want to move forward in my life from a foundation of love. And if you or the person you had been in a relationship with were more people who like to get in relationships because it makes them look successful, but it's not really based on love, you're letting that go. You could have someone right now coming towards you, making you an offer. They're offering you those worldly things. They're trying to appeal to your worldly nature. Look, I have money, materialism. I have things that the world desires. If you get in a relationship with me, you can have status or image or money or materialism or reputation. You might offer that person peace, but you might say, I'm moving forward in truth. Are you? If you're still more worldly focused, no. If you want to get in a relationship for money or status or image, to look successful by worldly standards, but it's not based on love and truth, I'm letting you go. Why? Because you believe that you can manifest your dreams into reality. You're not willing to sacrifice your dreams of what you believe life and love should be to settle for image and status and money and materialism. And you are going to find your balance and connect in with Gemini energy of love and align with love. You might know that this person who wants to come towards you wants to move forward with you, but they might be someone who doesn't believe in themselves and doesn't, that's why they settle for the worldly things, because they don't believe in themselves, and they just create illusions in relationships, and they really don't invest in people. They kind of juggle people, get in relationships that look successful by worldly standards, but they're just being manipulative. They don't really invest in love. It's all like a mental chess game and mental strategy. And Libra energy is air sign energy of the mind. Some people are definitely more aligned with living from their mind than their heart. So they get in relationships, they do it because of pride or ego or status or image, but they're manipulating people. If you're not coming from love and being authentically yourself and being open and honest, you're juggling people. You're not really investing. It's like, oh, one day I'll act this way, one day I'll act that way. I'm going to juggle being in a relationship with you, but I'm still attached to worldliness. It's kind of like they want their cake and eat it too. I want to be in a relationship with people who are loving, but I don't really want to invest. So I'm just going to create the illusion that I'm all those positive high vibe things, but I really kind of kind of go back and forth. That way I can have maybe the best of both worlds without really having to Capricorn energy put in the hard work and effort to come from love, because it takes hard work to be disciplined within yourself, so that you don't indulge in your selfish, greedy nature, and you treat people with honesty and respect and openness and authenticity and love. Some people even might want to come towards you to stop you from moving forward and manifesting a new loving relationship that you deserve. And they're hoping to tempt you with worldly things: drugs, sex, rock and roll, selfishness, greed, materialism, image. Tempt you by appealing to your worldly nature. This person isn't coming with a cup of love, they're coming with a worldly offer to get in a relationship with you. But are they coming from love and speaking the truth? Or do they want to stop you from moving forward and letting go of this relationship and your foundation, moving forward, believing in yourself and putting in the hard work to keep choosing love? So I think you'll speak the truth to anybody who comes towards you, because we all have people, just like we have this dualistic nature within us, there's other people in the world who are either aligned with their more shadowy worldly nature, fear, insecurity, jealousy, envy, and they try to tempt other people to align with that nature within themselves too, to give up on their dreams, to settle for a relationship that might have image and status and money and materialism. Just give up on your dreams. Let this person create the illusion that they're willing to put in the work and love, but they might really want a more transactional relationship. Like, well, I'll give you this and you give me that, okay? Or you exchange financial resources with me and I'll just create an illusion that I love you in order to have those resources. And you might say, I'm not going to work together with you in the Six of Pentacles. I'm going to work on my own foundation. And I'm going to balance out my strong emotions, because we can be tempted by drug, sex, rock and roll, indulgence, immaturity, pride, ego, image, money. And we balance those strong emotions out with love. We temper our worldly, beastly nature, our pride and ego, and we're emotionally brave and strong, and we listen to our intuition, and we say, I'm looking to the future. In my Queen of Wands energy, male or female, queens talk about our emotional state. 2 Leo cards here. I'm looking to the future. I'm listening to my intuition. I believe in myself. I believe in my dreams. I believe that I will find other people I can work with in the world who don't try to appeal to my selfish, greedy, materialistic, prideful, whatever nature. And I'm going to look at my own fears in the face, the devil, my own Capricorn energy. That Capricorn is their sign energy. It's about wanting to build a legacy in life, but those things can enslave you and imprison you and entrap you and keep you from having your dreams come into reality. And again, we all have people in the world who try to appeal to our prideful, selfish, greedy nature. And we say, I'm going to take emotionally bold, confident, brave action about my own prideful, greedy, selfish nature. And I'm going to speak the truth about it. Is this love? Is this aligned with my truth? Would this relationship be acting with character and integrity? Or would I be letting someone tempt me from living my true life, living my best life, being bold and brave and confident? Am I going to let people who are in shadow energy, who try to appeal to my sex, drug, rock and roll nature, my immature nature, my indulgent nature, stop me from believing in my own truth? In high vibe Capricorn energy, you're going to put in the hard work and effort to keep moving forward in truth, trusting the divine. And in the world card, you're going to let this old cycle of your life close because you emotionally are ready to step forward in your life. Being single and independent of the world, of your fear, of your insecurity, of self-limiting beliefs, of people who try to get you to be in fear, insecurity, self-limiting belief, or try to tempt you in your pride, your ego, your selfishness, your greed, your lust, your selfishness. So I'm independent of those things. I'm brave, I'm strong. In my Virgo energy, I've gone within and I've gained insight and wisdom. And I'm going to stand in my inner truth to be a leader in the world. Aries energy, Emperor energy is, the Emperor, a masculine in tarot, talks about people taking action in the world, male or female. And a true Emperor is someone who's a true leader. They don't make decisions just based on their heart, that you might have affection for someone or love someone. You're not going to make a decision just based on your mind that, well, that would seem logical and practical. It would give me money and security or stability or image or status. You're not going to make a decision just based on your fiery nature, like, ooh, that makes me want to take action towards it. I'm tempted by it. And you're not going to make a decision just based on your 3D world of money and security and stability. As an emperor of your own life, you're going to make a decision that's best for all aspects of yourself, because if we give in to our temptation, we act in a way that we're not proud of, and our self-esteem goes down. It ends up being a sticky web that we get caught up in, and it can get really hard to get out of that. So we say, I'm going to make a decision, being independent, make a decision based on my own truth, and I'm going to make a decision that's best for all aspects of myself and anyone else that I'm responsible for that could be affected by my decision. And I have decided to listen to my heart and intuition, Cancer energy, self-love, love for home and family. And I'm going to let my intuition guide me, and I'm going to face the future. I might offer love to these people who like to invest in repeating patterns of the past, but they also might be people who really struggle in their pride and ego about being loving because they're so used to investing and turning their back on taking creative, inspired action in their life to change. They like to keep repeating patterns of the past. And you're like, I don't want to repeat patterns of the past. I want to let those old ways go. I want to be in relationships with people who are bold and confident, and creative and inspired, who in their Aries energy are willing to do the hard work and the bold action to let the Tower card is Aries and Scorpio energy, who are bold and confident and emotionally strong enough to let old ways of being go, to get in the driver's seat of their own life out of love and hope and faith, who believe they can manifest their dreams, and they put in the hard work and effort to align with love and their hope and faith and dreams and not the world. Because Gemini, the Lover's card, is a dualistic sign. What are you going to align with? Are you going to align with your mind and the world? Or are you going to align with truth and hope and faith and love and self-love? Or are you going to just settle for doing what's practical and logical in the 3D world? Are you going to give up on your dreams? Are you going to put in the hard work and effort to balance yourself out? To be willing to work on a foundation where you balance out your emotions so you can take emotionally brave, strong action in your life and put in the hard work and effort to move forward in your truth and close out a cycle of life. To be independent of the world, to be bold and brave and loving, and invest in change. And that means seeing the truth and moving forward in your life and away from people in your life that cause you mental conflict and try to maybe purposely make you feel inner conflict, make you fearful and afraid of moving forward. Other people in your life who might want to win it all at all costs. The Five of Wands can be people who are very competitive in their pride and ego. And the Six of Swords is moving away from the Five of Swords. And people in Five of Swords energy want to win at all costs, and they don't care who gets hurt. For some of you, it could just be a battle within yourself of pride and ego and wanting to win at all costs. And maybe you previously were someone who liked to repeat patterns of the past before because you don't like change and you didn't want to see the truth that you needed to move forward in your life or move away from these people. But the Knight of Pentacles says that if you take slow, steady steps forward, acting with character and integrity and putting in the hard work and effort to keep believing in yourself, loving yourself, believing in yourself, encouraging yourself, and speaking your truth and moving forward in truth, acting with character and integrity, you will be able to move forward in your life. And the people in your life who wanted to win at all costs and didn't care who they hurt are going to have to be someone that you miss an emotional opportunity to work with, because those aren't the kind of people you want to work with. We don't want to work with people who are aligned with the devil on their shoulder. Fear, ego, competitiveness, pride, ego. We want to work with people who are aligned with love and truth. We might have offered those people love to move forward with us, but some of them offer their resources to be in their pride and ego and their worldly nature. So you wish them peace, but you're moving forward in truth and you're letting that relationship go. If they ignore love, you're not going to ignore love. The divine is basically telling you this foundation and this relationship or this marriage was unstable. If these people aren't aligned with love, it hurts, but take the cup of love that the universe is offering you. It's a free will choice every day to be in the energy of love and hope and faith and belief. Do not let other people deceive you. In Aquarius energy of the Seven of Swords, step back. Look at life from a higher perspective. Believe that the divine has a plan for your life, and you're not meant to settle for being in relationships with people who are stubborn, prideful, fearful, insecure, emotionally detached or something, that like to be in relationships for status and image purposes or money and materialistic reasons. If it's not for love, Don't be tempted to get in relationships with those kind of people. Don't let them keep you from the life you deserve to have. Have hope and faith and mentally strategize how to give birth to a new life emotionally. Empress energy, Libra Taurus energy. Being balanced within yourself, being hardworking, dedicated, and committed to your dreams, being creative and inspired, and doing everything in your life from love. And if other people are deceptive and manipulative, and they're just mentally strategizing and deceiving people to be surrounded by luxury in life or to be the pampered person in a relationship, because they probably love to be in a relationship with you if you're high vibe Libra. You're dedicated, you're committed, you're loyal, you're loving, you're kind. Yeah, they'd love to be in a relationship with you. you know, they can be prideful and egotistical and stubborn, and you'll put in a lot of work and effort to keep that relationship going. And they're not. They're kind of being toxic and selfish and greedy, creating illusion, juggling you. You know, they're hoping that you'll just be brave and strong enough while they're toxic and selfish and trying to stop you from seeing the truth that you should end this relationship with them. You should become independent of them because they're not aligned with love and openness and honesty. People who are in shadow energy, for some of them, yeah, they'd love to work with someone who's loving, who turns their back on learning their lesson. The Knight of Pentacles carrying that fifth pentacle. They hope that you're still clinging to them and you haven't learned your lesson, that you should keep moving forward in love and be emotionally brave and strong, instead of emotionally investing in someone who's more focused on the world, money, materialism, pride, and ego. They want someone who will indulge them in their prideful, worldly way of being. They want the scales tipped in their favor, where they get to be emotionally defensive, prideful, egotistical, worldly focused, and they're hoping that you're equally out of balance in a loving way, that you'll say, okay, I'll indulge you. I won't learn my lesson and move forward in love and be emotionally brave and strong to go pursue my own dreams. But if they come make you an offer and you say, I wish you peace, but I'm moving forward in truth. And the truth is, ever since we've been small children, we thrive and grow best in relationships that are loving and kind and respectful and self-disciplined. And this person, if they're in their shadowy Libra energy, they are not disciplined within themselves. They like the scales to be tipped in their favor. They are not willing to learn their lessons. They're prideful and egotistical. We only reject love when we're in our pride and ego. I don't do love. I could get hurt doing that. I'm going to focus on money and materialism. We'll look successful in the 3D world and you just indulge me. You basically don't get an equal give and take relationship because I can't give to you because I don't give love to myself to get out of my prideful, fearful, insecure nature. Because I've probably been hurt before and I'm unwilling to learn my lesson and incorporate love and truth into my foundation. I just work with the world. Are you willing to tolerate that? And if you don't work together with these people anymore, because as long as people keep enabling people who are emotionally defensive, stubborn, prideful, egotistical, they're going to have to go get in a relationship with someone maybe who's like themselves. Maybe someone else who operates from pride and ego, who also loves to repeat patterns of the past, who likes to focus on money and materialism. And yeah, they might feel a little left out in the cold from love, but that would be a just and fair relationship for them to be in. If they are unwilling to be open and honest and loving and emotionally vulnerable, treat others as they would like to be treated, then they deserve to be in a relationship with someone who's just like themselves. And yeah, Both of them should feel a little left out in the cold from love. If neither of them are very loving people, and they're both prideful and egotistical, and they both like to repeat patterns of the past where they get to operate from their pride and ego and their emotional defensiveness, then, well, that's what you choose, and that's the kind of relationship you should be in. Shadowy people who listen more to their fear and their pride and ego, they deserve to be in relationships with people who are just like themselves. And some of those people might have to be strong about the fact that they are going to have to work with someone who is willing to backstab themselves every day, because they also backstab themselves every day. And they're going to have to settle for a relationship maybe with someone who also only operates from one side of their foundation, their worldly, prideful nature, because both of them are unwilling to trust the universe and take a leap of faith in Aries energy to be bold and brave and confident. Well, if you're not willing to be bold and brave and confident to learn the lessons you're meant to learn, that it's about, you know, we reap what we sow. Things ended. The people who are bold and brave and confident and open and honest and loving know that they deserve to be in relationships with people who are brave and bold and open and honest, not to come down into their shadowy devil lives on my shoulder relationship and feel left out in the cold from love. You know, we can be a fount of love to people, but eventually it gets really draining because we're not ever getting replenished back, because we're in a relationship with someone who doesn't come from any internal foundation of love within themselves. They're emotionally defensive. They backstab themselves and prevent themselves from taking risks in life. They do what's practical and logical. Let's operate from our pride and ego and focus on money and materialism. That way I won't get hurt. Well, yeah, I guess if you don't have a strong enough emotional foundation within yourself, you're going to be afraid to take risks. You know, the way we build having an emotional foundation within ourselves is learning our lessons about the past, that, yeah, people hurt us. People were selfish, people were greedy, people were prideful, egotistical, manipulative, whatever. You know, we accept the truth of that about those people of our past that did that. Or if we had done that to people, you know, we got to accept the truth of ourselves and look at ourselves in the mirror. And we say, I want to learn my lessons. I don't want to present myself as someone who's, you know, honest and has character and integrity. I really want to be someone like that. And I want to work with other people who are like that. So I'm going to learn the lessons I was meant to learn, and I'm going to come from a place of love and speak my truth. And maybe let go of my former foundation that was more about image, status, and illusion, creating illusion, wearing a social mask, where I was just kind of juggling people in love. I don't want to do that anymore. In my Taurus energy, I want to find balance within myself. I want to give as much time and effort and energy to my 3D responsibilities as I do to my emotional self, my spiritual self, listening to my intuition. You know, we have to work with both of this dualistic nature within us and keep it balanced if we want to have true victory in our life. And in the Three of Pentacles, we put in work and effort to balance out our emotions. And in Sagittarius energy, fire energy, we start to look at life as an adventure to be lived. Because why wouldn't people be emotionally bold and brave and confident to have the justice they deserve in life? To believe in themselves, to be bold, to be brave, to be open, to be honest, to be loving. Because people have hurt us before. Or some thoughts we got in our head somewhere along the way growing up, or whatever, or however we interpreted movies or books that we read, you know? And we balance out our own wanting nature, our own fearful nature, our own insecure nature, our emotionally defensive nature, and we balance it out with having some hope and faith and belief in ourselves and others. And we temper our fears and insecurities and our pride and ego to be emotionally brave and strong. And we tell our fearful, insecure nature the truth that we deserve not to live our life in hell. Because living your life thinking your worth and value is based on what you wear, how much money you have, what kind of job you got, you're worth so much more than that. And you don't deserve to be in fear or insecurity or emotionally defensive. You deserve to be able to close out that cycle of your life and become independent of it all, to know your worth and value, to no longer let your worth and value be determined by anyone outside of you. You know, some people weren't willing to take the risk to believe that they could become a King of Pentacles on their own. A King of Pentacles is someone, again, it has that pentacle. The Knight of Pentacle is the only knight in the tarot deck who's guaranteed to reach their destination, which is to be a King of Pentacles, a true King of Pentacles, a high vibe King of Pentacles. A high vibe King of Pentacles is somebody who's learned their lessons, who's matured themselves, grown themselves, knows their worth and value. In Capricorn energy, they have put in the hard work and effort to free themselves from pride, ego, fear, insecurity. They are very grounded and stable and abundant within themselves. They don't need the world to validate their worth and value. They know their worth and value. And it isn't a prideful, egotistical way either. It doesn't matter if anybody else views them as abundant or solid or stable. They know they are. And that's where true abundance comes from, is knowing it within yourself. But in order to know it within yourself, you have to be willing to learn the lessons you're meant to learn. Get out of your pride and ego and love yourself. Encourage yourself that if no one else in the world treats you with respect and kindness and support and encouragement and patience, you are. And if you keep taking steps in that direction, you are going to be very stable and abundant in your life. And some people just don't believe in themselves to believe that they can do that. And when people haven't learned their lessons, a true King of Pentacles is someone, male or female, that they can love and nurture other people and like work projects and grow them to their full potential because they've learned the lessons they needed to learn to grow themselves to their full potential. Other people just wear a social mask of looking like this. Look how much money I have. Look at the status and image I have. But they're really not stable and abundant within themselves, and you can't buy that. It takes work and effort to be that. And for some of you, if you're unwilling to get in relationships with people like this who might be coming towards you because you are very stable and abundant with yourself, and you believe in yourself, and you trust in the divine, and you trust in your dreams and hope and faith and love, a relationship with this prideful, egotistical person ended. And so this person is going to have to be strong about the fact that they might have to work with someone, maybe a Scorpio, maybe a mother figure, maybe someone who says that they're loving, but they really like to focus on money and materialism and doing things of the past, and is somebody who kind of either did detach from them and offered their love to someone else because they're prideful and egotistical. Maybe that's why somebody could be approaching you, is they had been in a relationship with someone who they thought was going to indulge them. But if that person's in shadowy Libra energy and they're all about image and status and money and materialism, they thought they were going to work with that person. But then that person detached to offer their love to somebody else who for prideful, egotistical, selfish reasons. And they put an end to taking a leap with this person that would have made them a King of Pentacles by worldly standards. So now they're down to being a Knight of Pentacles. You know, the relationship they wanted to be in didn't work out. They got backstabbed. So now they're coming, they didn't get to be a King of Pentacles with that person, a partner, a marriage partner. So now they're down to be a Knight of Pentacles, hoping to get in a relationship with you, loving people, and maybe stop you from letting this relationship go. And that you'll just stay right here. You'll love them being stubborn and prideful and materialistic and image focused, instead of you letting it go and moving forward victoriously, manifesting your dreams into reality. So again, we've all got people in our life who try to appeal to our fearful nature, our prideful nature, our lusty, greedy, whatever nature. Don't let someone appeal to that nature within yourself. If you know this person is unstable, light's maybe already been shed on their unstable foundation. If they've already shown you there's somebody who'll backstab you, or, you already know that there's someone who doesn't trust the universe and doesn't mature themselves and doesn't learn their lessons, they could be in shadowy Virgo energy coming. They're just up on your timeline, because they're coming into your life. Well, if you know they're a shadowy Virgo where they haven't gained insight and wisdom about their past, well, they need to go work with someone else. Maybe go try to find someone else they can backstab. Okay, so like what I like to do sometimes in the readings is that, for some of you, a relationship could be ending because someone is moving forward with their own ideas. Because, see, that's the pride and ego. If we're unwilling to bring down our old foundational ways of being and choose to get in the driver's seat of love, you could have had somebody, I think that Knight of Swords kind of looks like it's moving away. They might have wanted to offer their love to get in a relationship with somebody who offered them money and materialism. So that your relationship with them is over. So you're going to move forward victoriously because you treat yourself with love and respect. You have good qualities and characteristics and traits about you. And the person is going to go work and invest with someone who presents themselves as loving, but if they're in shadowy Libra energy, they're not very just and fair. And it might be that they'll go put work and effort with that person, but the relationship they don't work good cooperatively together, because we go from 8 of Pentacles to 5 of Pentacles. So a 3 of Pentacles of working together cooperatively and people putting in hard work and effort isn't there. This person might have to put in a lot of work with the person they're going to go get in a relationship with, but the other person doesn't put in work and effort because their foundation offers their emotions to being in their pride and ego, because they don't take risks or learn lessons. So they maybe will have to go get in a relationship with someone who's just like themselves. So I think that people who are in shadowy energy, just like if you've ever run your life off into the ditch thinking you didn't have to learn your lessons, that you could indulge yourself in whatever, trying to escape from learning the lessons about self-love. If you've ever done that, I think people that are in their shadow energy always struggle within themselves, because the divine has planted a seed within all of us that makes us want to live our life and have confidence in ourselves. But when we're in our shadow energy, kind of like our mind and our fears and our insecurities stop us from moving forward. So I think the battle that people have within themselves is they do have an aspect of themselves that does want to put an end to operating from a foundation that is more about image and facade and illusion and juggling. But their pride and ego and their materialistic nature stops them from being able to connect in with their own loving nature to speak their own truth. So then they come down here and they put in work and effort because emotionally they're still kind of more invested in the past than in the future, and they always feel left out and cold from love, and they always just have to be strong about the fact that they know they backstabbed this potential within themselves, because for some of them they're attract they're more driven to work with people who make them feel left out in the cold from love. Maybe in Scorpio energy, they have a lot of affection for someone, maybe a Scorpio, maybe a mother figure. And if that person in their life tells them, no, no, you should act from your pride and ego, you should betray those people who took a risk to believe in themselves, to learn lessons. We don't learn lessons. Life's about putting in hard work and effort, about image and status and money and materialism. We just leave love out in the cold. That way we don't get hurt. Why would anyone tell someone else to do that? Probably because they've done that in their own life. So again, they had people in their life that tried to stop them from moving forward in love because other people in their life don't move forward in love. And they don't temper their beastly nature and put an end to being a fool, and they mature themselves and get balanced within themselves. So some people want to be indulged in a relationship where they don't have to change and learn and grow. And if they can find somebody who will indulge them being the way they are, they'll settle for a relationship like that, even if it doesn't give them the life-giving energy that they deserve to have in their life. But if they choose to operate from their pride and ego and backstab themselves out of their pride and ego, well, then they backstabbed their own opportunity to live their own life. The life that is like their divine right to have. But it's a free will choice. People can backstab themselves if they want. They can choose to operate from pride and ego if they want. They have the free will choice to learn the lessons, to incorporate love into their philosophy of life, and bring down those old foundations and get balanced within themselves so they can have the life that is free willingly theirs to have. But it takes gaining insight and wisdom. It takes learning the lessons. It takes putting an end to being in your pride and ego and choosing to go after the life that you deserve and being emotionally brave and strong enough to do it. So I did a random flip of the quote calendar, and you got be stronger than your strongest excuse, March 31st. March is the third month, and then the 3 and the 1. It's all about what foundation are you going to align with? Your mind, the world, fear, insecurity, pride, and ego? Or are you going to align with love and hope and faith and belief in yourself and what could be? Or are you going to settle for less than you deserve? Because it's everybody's divine inheritance to choose to believe in yourself and live the life of your dreams and be emotionally brave and strong and temper your prideful, beastly, worldly nature and be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You have to be stronger than your strongest excuse. So there you go, Libra energies. It looks like it's a battle between Virgo energy Virgo energy is earth sign energy. Is it going to be about money, materialism, pride and ego? Or is it going to be bringing down old foundational ways of being to take creative, inspired, bold, confident action in your life out of self love and believing you can manifest your dreams if you put in the hard work and effort to get balanced and aligned within yourself? So, who you present yourself to the world is truly authentically who you are inside. Because when people are in their shadowy energy, they present themselves as being one way to the world, but internally they're another. They're not that. They're fearful, they're insecure, they're jealous, greedy, envious, those lower emotions. We can choose to be in lower emotions and lesser thoughts, or we can choose high vibe. It's free will. What emotions do you choose to sit in? What thoughts do you choose to sit in? Are you going to invest your time, energy, and effort into being fearful, insecure, jealous, envious, greedy, creating illusion, manipulating people? Or do you want to live your life authentically? Because otherwise, you're always going to have this cognitive dissonance within you of battling within yourself, knowing that who you present yourself to the world is like a facade. And we all deserve to put in the work and effort to be who we truly want to be, not just wear a social mask, but it takes work and effort. It takes coming from love and truth and honesty with ourselves first. So there you go, Libra energies. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.